So, Roy, can we call that a reaction to last weekend?
I think it was a perfect game for Man United today. Coming on to Spurs. Spurs obviously had a cup game this week. Spurs aren't scoring many goals. I think 9 in 10 games. United, a good opportunity. We've seen obviously stats there, less % than Spurs. Possession, which is perfect. Just sit in against Tottenham. Once they got the first goal, it was a case of how many they were going to score. It was a perfect day for Man United. Go back to when I played, we always used to say, it's Spurs. You will beat Spurs. This Spurs team were desperate. Biggest criticism I can give of this Spurs team, they're 2-0 down. And look, they have a corner after 75 minutes. Man United, everyone back. Spurs kept 3 players back. They're 2-0 down at home. Abysmal. But United, job done. But a bigger game, obviously, next weekend, Manchester City.
As far as the performance is concerned, Graeme, as Roy was saying, Spurs didn't put up particularly tough opposition for them today, but they did get that 3-0 victory. So is it about more than just the progress on the pitch?
Yeah.
Is it about getting that result? Yeah,
they've had a horrible week. I mean, you take a victory no matter how it comes. This was a perfect game for Man U. Coming here, you know, Spurs are toothless. The stats tell you that. Not a shot on target. They're relying on the people with a spark, Harry Keane, Son, Moura. None of them did that today. They all look a shadow of the players have been in the recent past. I think, you know, Spurs are a team that played 10 games now, won 5, lost 5. If you're a Spurs supporter, you're turning up here and watching on the telly when they're away from home, not knowing what you're going to get. They're toothless. They're toothless. You know, it might be harsh, but the stats tell you that. Yeah, they've had 58% of the ball today, done nothing with it. They were very, very average today, the Spurs.
The Spurs fans who did come here today, many of them left early. The ones that remained booed them off the pitch at the final whistle, Jermain. Are you concerned about Tottenham at the moment?
Before the game, we spoke about, obviously, Tottenham getting 3 points, and in terms of the table, it looks good. You look at the performance today, no shots on target. You know, my time at Spurs, we always used to focus on clean sheets because we always fancied ourselves to score. You know, we always created chances. You know, we had energy in the team, you know, players that wanted to go forward and create chances and score goals. Really disappointed, to be honest. You don't blame the fans because, you know, fantastic stadium. The fans come out in numbers, especially what's happened after the last 18 months with no fans in the stadium. So like, everyone's looking forward to coming back into the stadium. You just want to see your team have a go, basically. And just so disappointing, you know, not creating chances, no quality in the final third.
Spurs are boring. They're boring to watch. Really boring. Even watching the game, they're a home team, you're thinking, it was as if the stadium was empty. Like, come on, where's that bit of energy? There was only a bit of booing at the end, and that was maybe aimed towards probably Harry Kane more than anybody else, because his performance wasn't up to scratch. But Tottenham, you're looking and going, you talk about a bit of urgency. There was nothing. I couldn't believe how bad they were.
But what gets supporters on edge of their seats? Aggression. You know, someone falling out with someone, seeing a few tackles, people doing aggressive things, getting shots on target. None of that in 90 minutes today for Spurs. Not a shot on target. They're going home a frustrated group, wondering where this team are going to go this year. Well, I think it's pretty obvious. You know, you don't know what you're getting, so I think mid-table at best. It could be a difficult season for Spurs.
We will come back to talk in more detail about Tottenham, and as you've all said, there are very obvious issues to go and take a look at between now and 8:30. To go back to Manchester United, Roy, in terms of the team selection, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was able to bring in experienced players in Varane and Cavani. Did he get that right, do you think?
Yeah, of course, because they won the game 3-0. But even the way he set them up, it was just, when Ole first got the job, even as caretaker, a lot of his success at the start of his time at Man United was just teams sitting in and playing on the counter-attack. So I was travelling down this morning, I was saying, just sit in. Don't be obsessed with having possession. I know people criticise Man United recently, Leicester, obviously, in the Liverpool game last week, saying the pressure, they're not doing it as a team. Well, if you're not quite good at that, and they went back to that today, just sit in. Not wrong, Man United sitting in. You don't have to be arrogant enough to think we need to dominate possession. You don't. No. Just sit in. And because United have the quality players up front and then the pace, particularly with the lads off the bench, it's perfect for Man United. They chased Liverpool down last week. It was crazy.
Is that not the dilemma? Because it's Man U, they feel they have to play a certain way.
There's an element to that. And it was the part of that, I think, last week against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And they weren't really pressing. But if you're not good at pressing, then don't press, just sit in. Now, there'll be certain teams they play, you go, listen, we can dominate these because they're not great. But coming to Tottenham today was perfect. They couldn't have picked a better team to play today because Tottenham are under pressure. Their manager trying to get the fans behind him will think, listen, let's be on the ball. Again, they'll have a bit of arrogance. We're Spurs, we're at home. And Man United go, we'll just sit in and we'll pick you off. And again, no shots on target. United, comfortable there for United. They scored 3. Again, if they really win for it, you're thinking they could have got 4 and 5. But the biggest criticism I have of Spurs today, as I said, you're 2-0 down at home. Your instinct must be, we have to get a goal. Let's try, do anything. They have a corner and they keep 3 players back. Even the players on the pitch must say, I know generally that's our shape, but I'm going to go forward. I'll leave 2. We leave 1 at the back. We have to get back in the game. You're leaving 3 at the back. It's like you're throwing the towel in, and there's still 15 minutes to go.